What up, G Life fam? It's your boy MC Shadow coming at you with another video. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, check out the playlist. The playlist on top will have all the videos, and their own folders makes the video you're looking for a lot easier. And if you want some merch, check out the site. Link will be in the descriptions. Now, what I wanted to talk about was a question that gets asked a lot, and you guys already know. I said if you guys ask questions, I will answer them on this channel. You know, if I'm able to speak about it. And one of the ones that I get asked is they say that I know a lot of homies, right? When I do the G series and I give shout outs to my homeboys and everything like that, and they're like, how do you know so many homies? I've been around. You know what I mean? From running around in the streets and living in this world, you know, you're gonna meet a lot of people from different hoods. That's just how it goes. You know what I'm saying? That I'm still cool with, that I still chop it up with and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And like I said, my videos is never to act like I'm a super gangster or super tough or any of that. You know what I mean? People just ask my opinions. I give them as honest as I could. You know what I mean? You know, people ask, like, I guess want to know how I carry myself and, you know, how I get the respect that I get from people and stuff like that. And I know that there's a lot of people that don't like that. They don't like me on here. You know, they don't like me on the fact that people think that I'm trying to be gangster, and they think that I'm not because of my goofy persona or the way my voice sounds, which I don't understand what neither of those two things have to do with being a gangster at all. That has nothing to do with being a G, but that's what I wanted to talk about. It's funny what people think is a G and what actually is a G. You know, it's two different things. There's vatos. See, like, when you're coming from this world, you know, you're told about, you know, your homeboys, your OGs, whatever. You're told about big homies that are down for their shit, that were ruthless and everything. See, that's when you hear stories, but never been nowhere. That's only if you've been, that's only if you're going based on the stories, but you never actually met these individuals, and if you've never been nowhere. That's where you have that mentality. You know, because, you know, you hear the stories that they're ruthless and everything like that. So these guys try to act like they're tough and they come to you all disrespectful because they think that they're hard. They think showing respect is weakness, which is already that's the first indication that they're not a real gangster and they don't know what a real gangster is, and that they never been nowhere. Because if you ask any homeboy, a homeboy is always gonna come to the table with respect. If there's an issue, he's gonna address it in a respectful manner. You know what I mean? That's just how we're breaded. We're breaded to be that way. You know what I mean? As a matter of fact, if you come with that energy, you know, where you think you big and bad and everything like that, ask anybody, you would have already been off the map. You wouldn't last in this game. You would be gone. And you can go ahead and ask anyone that's locked up or that has done some serious time or whatever, and ask them. You come with that energy, my boy, you off the map. You gone. You know what I mean? You always gotta come with respect to the table. You know what I mean? If there's an issue, showing respect is never a sign of weakness. You get what I mean? That's the problem, that nowadays people think that they need to come with this type of energy, because that type of energy is it proves that you're down, that you're with it. When everybody knows that you coming with that energy already shows that you never been nowhere, and it shows your true colors. Because look, a fool that's gonna knock your head off of your shoulders, or a fool that's really about his business, my boy, he's not gonna waste his breath. He's not gonna waste his breath. He's not gonna draw this attention to himself. He's not gonna do none of that shit. He's gonna walk up to you and he's gonna put you to sleep. Plain and simple. No warning us ahead of time. No. Ask anybody. They are gonna put you to sleep, and that's it. As quietly and as nonchalant as possible. That's the get down. You don't cause this kind of attention to yourself. You don't be huffing and wolfing a good one. You don't come with that energy. Homeboys are not schooled and bred to be that way. You know, we're bred not to draw so much attention to ourselves and not to be wolfing so much. You know what I mean? Vatos expect you to go and handle your business, and that's it. No bragging about it, no showboating, no big mouthing, none of that. They expect you just to go and handle your business, and that's it. Done deal. And that's how the get down is. So when you see these individuals talking a good one or wolfing a good one, They think that that's what a gangster is, because I'm telling you, they're going based on the stories. But that's because they never been in the action themselves. Because that kind of energy is going to get you put to sleep. Plain and simple. You know, you have to be able to know how to address the situation. You know, a real man, if he has pleito with another man, he's gonna be like, he's gonna come and tell him, hey, you know, like, what's up? You know, this, and that. And if the problem was there's still a misunderstanding, then the vato handles his business and like that, dog. As simple as that. None of this coming, nothing like coming off the bat straight dissing or insulting or yapping a good one. A real motherfucker's never gonna come like that. You know what I mean? That's real talk. Like I said, because if you really about that energy, whatever, you wouldn't be breathing right now. If you really been places, you would have been gone already. That is not what a real gangster is, and any real motherfucker will tell you that they don't carry themselves like that. They don't do all this kind of stuff, and like that's what I mean. A real gang member is not afraid to be himself. Like I said, I kick it with a lot of homeboys, and I know a lot of homeboys from different neighborhoods, and they are themselves. All of them individuals are themselves because they don't have to prove nothing to no one. They know what they about. They know the work they have done. They know what they're capable of. They know where they've been and what they have done. So they're comfortable in their own shell. That they could be themselves and no one could tell them a goddamn thing because they know that their work can speak for itself. You know what I mean? And that's why when a lot of people meet, like a lot of these OGs or a lot of these vatos that done a lot of years, they're like, man, these vatos are firme gente. These fools are... Yes, because they've been in that action. They know what it's about. They know what they made out of. You know what I mean? They know what they have done. So they don't have to prove. They don't have to prove nothing to nobody. You feel me? Like, that's what I'm saying. That's what a real individual is. That's how we're born, bred, and raised to be. So that's why when you see all these guys yapping and talking a good one, and I know that there's other gente that thinks that they're hard or those fools are gangsters or that's with it. If you only really knew that, that's not being with it. That's the opposite of being with it. You know what I mean? Those are the fools that expect, that have never done nothing. They just hope to scare everybody off with that energy. You know? They hoping that if they bring that energy, nobody will really put them to the test. Because if they're put to the test, they'll F it. You know what I mean? So they expect that energy to be their work. You know what I mean? That they could just punk everybody and that counts as a stripe, but it doesn't. In the real world, that does not count as a stripe. That does not count as you putting in work. It doesn't count as you in action and none of that. It counts as nothing. You know what I mean? You can't put in work with your mouth or typing stuff. You just can't. You know what I mean? And a real motherfucker is not going to come with that negative energy to you. You know what I mean? A real motherfucker, if he has a problem with you, he's going to come to the table respectfully. And if you guys can't meet your differences there, then they just handle business and it is what it is. But this is a quick one. Just wanted to break that down. What people think is a gangster, what actually being a gangster is. You know what I mean? Because I know people get it confused when they see it in the comments. They see some guys on here, they be talking big, and they think that that's what the real G is. But let me tell you, that's actually what the opposite of what a real G is. And any real G, you go ahead and ask, and they'll tell you. I'm just saying, like I said, I never try to come on here and think like I'm super gangster or none of that. I could only tell it how it is. I could only speak my mind. You know what I mean? That is what I think. MC Shadow, we out.